Okay, yeah, I know what I want to say. Good. No, I wanted to talk about something I just experienced really powerfully because it was so beautiful, and it's a white mirror day today. It's the White Galactic Mirror, and it's so on topic. What happened is that I was actually trying to write a card for my cousin whose like graduation going away party is today. One of the things that occurred to me while I was writing is I was like, I should write that I'm proud of her, like for school and for accomplishments and stuff. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was writing a card and I thought I should write that I'm proud of her, but there was a part of me that felt like, well, that's not quite true. And I didn't think it in those words, but I was like, something's not right about that. And I was like, I don't feel like I really experienced that a lot. And I was feeling really guilty about it. I was like, am I only ever proud of myself? Like, that seems so egotistical and isolating. And so then I started to test. I was like, am I proud of other people, like besides my cousin? And I went to my sister. I'm thinking this whole time in terms of like graduation. Yeah, and it wasn't until I let go of the idea that I needed to be proud of them for school. Sort of like the accolades around like a job or an accomplishment, which aren't wrong, it's just that that's the terms that I was thinking of. And then I let go of that and I realized the thing I felt proudest of her that came up was that she like getting excited for other things and like realizing there's all these opportunities. And I really felt it, and it wasn't just like I was like, of course I feel proud of that because that resonates with me so much. Like that's what I did a year ago, was I wanted to like explore what truly called to me and what truly lights me up and what I really want to do in this life. And then I thought about my cousin. I was like, what am I most proud of for Noah? I was like, oh, I'm most proud of her for seeing things in her own way, and even like seeing where like she disagrees with her dad or like disagrees with I want everybody to agree with me. But like no, but truly like watching her like kind of like break out of the familial shell that everyone grows up in, and like watching her mature in that way and become her own independent person. I was like, I'm really proud of that. I thought about my aunt and I was like, what am I most proud of in my aunt? And I was like, wow, I love her balanced, nuanced, like grounded perspective of other people and like not seeing things in black and white. And then I was like, what am I most proud of my mom? And I went on and on through like so many different family members. I so enjoyed it. I felt so cool. I felt so good. I wrote some notes for this and I said I was glowing. And I really was. It was such a beautiful feeling, and every single time I would say, and I was really tuning into that person. I wasn't trying to do this specifically in terms of the reflection, in terms of like what this meant about me, but every single time I would say something. For instance, like with my aunt, like a really grounded, nuanced perspective, and as I was saying it out loud and as it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, oh my god, like yes, I love that because I do it, and it happened with every single person. And it was such a beautiful feeling, and it was so real, and it felt so real about them. I loved tapping into what I love about them, and it was like the same thing just amplified in me because I was able to recognize like I love that because it's in me. And it was so beautiful. I feel like we so often use the fact that this is a reflection. It is such a useful learning tool and self-awareness tool, and it's not just a tool, like we can use it as a tool, but it's just the way that this is. And it's easy to get caught up in how negative it can be, all the stuff we need to change, and like every time I see something I don't like outside of me, well, that's a reflection, and it can get kind of sharp. It can turn into something mean and critical, and that just amplifies itself. It doesn't have to be like that. Like, abso-freaking-lutely, when we're watching something or experiencing something we don't like, we can actually use it to be like, oh, well, how do I need to forgive this? Like, how do I need to heal this? How do I need to take care of this in myself? It's not a punishing thing. It's like an opportunity for really powerful love and care and healing. But even when we're using it for that, it can be really heavy to be so over-focused on whatever the negative is, whatever needs to heal, whatever needs to change, versus like also celebrating like all of these successes and beautiful things. It's so beautiful here as well. Because I know I tend to spin, and it gets to the point where I'm like, am I ever gonna stop journaling about all of the shadows? Like, is stuff ever gonna stop coming up? I think that what I've been needing, instead of only ever getting to the love through the shadow, which like you can do, but like I was just going to write a graduation card for my cousin, and it ended up being like this beautiful amplified love moment. Just as much as shadow work is important and processing stuff is important, so is celebrating and appreciating. So grateful for this. Gosh. But like, I wasn't thinking in terms specifically of trying to think of what You're doing great, kid. I'm having fun. It feels really good.